It's not law-abiding citizens. If that were the case, there's a lot of white men should be holding a lot of white men accountable for the crimes that they have committed.
Hey, Tim Waltz, you know you're a white dude. You should be convicted then. We should convict your ass. Stupid mother. Stupid. He's not that stupid. He's just evil. He's got a lot of really powerful people behind him that back him up, direct him in what you see right here. But no, he talks about, there's a lot of white people that need to be held accountable for their crimes. You, Tim, you a white dude and you committed crimes. Anyways, let's listen to the rest of his gaslighting / double speak when it comes to educating the public, which means trying our best to set the narrative back into our favor.
For the community to maybe educate their population, because I think what you're seeing here is there's secondary victims in this, that there's providers inside the community that are then victimizing the community themselves by signing them up, because when we're going to some of these people, they're like, I had no idea I was in this program. So I think it's asking us then, for every crime, which of course the majority being committed by white men, asking us to do more about that. I think it's crime in general. And I think the biggest thing on this is just making sure that we're educating the population. And again, this is 80 people or so that have been convicted in this, maybe some more in that.
So you don't think there's any possibility that, yes, this Somali fraud is coming out? It's happening in other places as well, California and Ohio, all kind of places. Everybody that has a microphone that's into it says, man, it's happening everywhere. Is it not strange, though? They're like, well, we've got a lot of information that's being resurfaced again, and everybody's shining a light on the serious problems with election manipulation, which we all know starts with an F word and ends with a Dodd. And I have to use the word manipulation so YouTube doesn't give me an immediate strike, because they will, because that's just how it rolls with me out here. But so much stuff has been coming out, resurfacing, rehatched people's energies back into like, hey, what's up with these machines? These things are terrible. A lot of viral videos are coming back out again about stuff that we were reporting on back in 2020, 2021 and 2022 when all this was a thing. And then all of a sudden you've got this huge explosion of information coming out about Somali fraud, where it's pushed out on Twitter, it's pushed out on YouTube, it's pushed out on Facebook. That, to me, is a sign of a way to distract us. Let me show you something that's resurfacing about Georgia and other places right quick. Check this out.
So in the hand count, Governor Kemp's team found 6,653 errors or duplicates. So, and that was in the count, and the totals were given. And to my knowledge, those count totals have never been amended or reversed. And likewise, the 3,125 that Mr. Rossi found are duplicate counted ballots. Could I ask Mr. Rossi, am I interpreting this correct?
Can
Please give it in 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay. I'm an expert on the hand audit, okay? And as Dr. Johnson said, it's been vetted and found factual by Governor Kemp's team, who investigated it for over 6 weeks. The numbers did match. You're right, Mr. Chairman. The reason they matched is because they include the duplicated counted ballots. The duplicates are over 6,000. The net difference for candidate Biden are 4,081 net false absentee ballots counted for candidate Biden over candidate Trump.
That's what they don't want to keep coming out. They don't want that. They thought everybody was going to forget about this. We're going to move on. We're just going to roll into it. We're just going to, act like this didn't happen. We're going to run the clock out. Oh, by the way, speaking of running the clock out, Pam Body's still doing absolutely nothing, gaslighting us to the umpteenth degree. Investigations. We're going to bring this to a grand jury. We're talking about the Somali stuff. Pam Body is doing the worst job. She's doing I keep joking about this, but I said it. I made a meme. I was like, "Hey, Trump!" I tagged POTUS in this, and I tagged tagged Pam Bondi. I was like, "Dude, how about stepping down and let Merrick Garland take over the reins? He'll show you how to arrest some people. You know he will." I made this meme. I don't know if the base got it or not, but dude, you've got this weak-looking, limp-wristed guy that we made so much fun of, that Merrick Garland guy, but that sucker come down with an iron fist when the establishment told him to do what he needed to do. He arrested everybody. And you've got Pam Bondi. Oh, wait a minute. Let me show you something real quick in real time. I think I shared this. Did I share this? I think I shared it. Hold on a second. Hopefully I shared it so where I can see this. Elon Musk shared this. It says, by the rabbit hole, they should at least establish voter ID requirements. Republicans in Congress, the Supreme Court, and the presidency. So it says right here in this X post, tweet, whatever you want to call it. Congress sets new record for lowest legislative output. The first year of each new administration has grown less productive, and as we stand today, with the House majority, the Senate majority, slim because everybody keeps running. I don't blame Pam. I don't blame Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not mad at her. I wish she would have stayed, but dude, getting fussed at all the time and everything, and here we are rolling into 2026, and absolutely, I think it was like 4 or 6 of Trump's executive orders have been brought in, and it really doesn't. Those executive orders aren't going to be. Those laws won't. They're good, but whatever. But I mean, like, out of all the executive orders that were signed, I think 6 brought in. I may be wrong, but we're facing the lowest production when it comes to anything related to make America great again. I'm America first. I'm starting to go in that direction. In case you don't know, there's been a divide. I hate to be that way, but this and it's not. I don't know. I'm not saying it's Trump's fault exactly, but it is his fault for not listening to the public. Because everybody that I see, Pam Bondi is doing it. Tash Patel, all this, the 2 main subjects that we need to change things and make happen what needs to happen. It's not happening. She's running the clock out for all the January 6 people that did all this terrible things, going after people, running lawfare, making fraudulent claims, using information and weaponizing all that. And weaponizing. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Check this out. Weaponizing. This is crazy. Real quickly, let me move into this. I'm going to go back to this here. Just cutting this all in one spot. Here we got, we have, what was it, MS Now, I think it is. Yeah, new MS Now, by the way, numbers failing, going even worse direction. Nick Shirley's video that he did, 45 minutes long, super long video for people with short attention span, topped over 100 million views exposing Somali fraud. Now that daycare center is actually having kids there now, and now they got kids, see? So anyways, Trump needs to realize that mainstream media does not exist in the world of people who want information. He needs to start doing more like independent journalists. Kyle Seraphin, Nick Shirley, get on Nick Shirley's show. Do him. But anyways, here's MS Now with failing numbers on the Morning Joe. She's going to say that the DOJ has been weaponized. And I'm like, to who? Actually, if you're going to say the DOJ has been weaponized, it's actually been weaponized against the people who voted in Trump. Because nothing's happening. And whenever he's out, they're going to arrest everybody. Watch this.
So absolutely, it should be investigated. The question is, why is this a priority in a different kind of way? The politicization of the DOJ and the FBI is undeniable. So whether they are reliable,
wait. So even this dude, even this straight white male over here is like looking at her like, what the? I'm just going to nod, but what? When have they arrested anybody except for our own side? Anyways, okay, here we go.
Is the big question. And this is what happens when you weaponize and politicize federal agencies that are not meant to be, politicized. And I think the American people are right to ask the question, well, can we trust you? And that's a sad thing to say as an American.
That's a sad thing to say as an American, as I crackle my voice at the end of every word. And if I dare her to say that Immigration Customs Enforcement Agency has been weaponized, the first letter of their thing is immigration. Immigration. And that means that we check on the status of people who have immigrated. Did you come here legally? No. Okay, so let's see here. What is the checklist of how to handle people who have came to this country illegally? Oh, it looks like you have to go to a thing where you get deported. And that's called weaponization, because you're actually just using the things that are there in place to protect the country and its sovereignty. Now, real quickly, I want to address something to the public. In case you don't know, the globalists that attend these TED Talks and World Economic Forum, trilateral commissions, whatever you want to call them, have a plan set in place globally to erase all borders. There will be no North America, no South America, no Canada. There will be no Mexico. There will be no Germany, Russia, everything. All borders gone. Everybody just have a good old time. Completely annihilate culture. Without borders, you don't have diversity. And then if you don't have diversity, then the left ain't happy. Look at the diversity. What diversity? It's all a bunch of pile of crap now. Everything's just big molded into one. It's like take all your Play-Doh out of your cans and then mold it all together into one color and see how you like it. It's just awful. It doesn't work.
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Guys, so yes, the Somali fraud is terrible. It needs to be brought to the attention of everybody. Now we need to move into and really start working on other places. We need to talk Elon Musk to come back in and be Doge thing. I think, was it Tim Burchett? He said he would do Elon's job. I don't know how well he could do it, but he said he wanted to step in and do that. Now, I think that we are being distracted from all the information coming out about the voter integrity, about the manipulation of elections. And Pam Bondi is now going to move on to, well, I ain't got time to do the election stuff because, I got to work on this Somali stuff that I'm not going to do anything about. And I'm sure not going to, I don't have time to do the Epstein thing because I got to work on this other stuff, this Somali stuff now. And better yet, J6 people that are about to run the clock out that did all this weaponization that like people like Benny Thompson and that Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney chick. That's Nancy Pelosi's involvement before she has liver failure. We're either going to run out of statute of limitations for Nancy Pelosi. Her liver is going to fall out of her a-hole. Pam Bondi is doing exactly what she is being told to do, which is by whenever Trump is out, they won't go after, none of the deep state will go after her because she did exactly like this. I did everything he said. I ran the clock out. Nobody was arrested. Yes, you're arrested in some low-level hanging fruit in Somalia that'll be overturned by activist judges. We've seen that happen. That's going to happen because they set the precedent for that, which means that there's going to be no federal investigation to come after people like Tim Walz, who we know seems to be tied to this assassin guy who assassinated a chick who voted against him. Tim Walz, for the spending bill, which was going to expose all of the Somali fraud. So she's out. She's done. And that dude that did it wrote a letter to the FBI and said, hey, I told to do this by Tim Walz. The FBI, Kash Patel's like, I am going to do a country music dedication video and fly my private or the taxpayer-funded jet to go do this propaganda video to prove to you that my girlfriend is hot and a good country music singer. So with that being said, I'll leave you with this video from a chick working at a gas station who's... Just watch this. And I thank you guys. Don't forget to hit the like. And I'm out. Here we go. Watch this. This is crazy.
Oh, what are you doing there? Hey, President Trump, can you do me a favor and get rid of Pam Bondi? What's she doing there? Like, what's she there for? I've never seen anybody hold anybody less accountable than the literal top cop of our nation. Yeah, so go ahead and get rid of her. We don't need her. Thank you.
Better off with Merrick Garland. Changed my mind.